I've been having a marathon of the Tariq Elite Ustream show that I believe comes on every Sunday, right? At what time is that? Pacific time?
7 p.m. Pacific time to 10 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay, and so there's a couple of things that I've picked out that I definitely want to talk about if we have some time. There's some things that you say quite a bit on the show, and I think they'd be great for a Hidden Colors movie. One thing that you were recently talking about was the White Supremacist Lottery. Can you give us a little brief insight into what you were talking about with the White Supremacist Lottery?
Yeah, I was talking about the White Supremacist Lottery in conjunction with Stephen A. Smith. See, a lot of black people get this thing where when those in the dominant society, white supremacy, we live in a system of white supremacy. And in the system of white supremacy, the system is based on mistreating people and dominating them based on color. And in order to kind of sharpen its swords, in order to maintain the system, in order to keep the engines running, every day there's a lottery within the white supremacist culture where a random black person is mistreated. They're mistreated by either being fired, being locked up, being killed, being made to bow down, but there's something that the dominant society will do to practice this white supremacy lottery, and every black person has a number on them. The thing is, when black people see other black people get their number called by the white supremacists, black people have this thing where they kind of wag their finger at the other black person as a way to try to get the number off them. They think that throwing another black person under the bus is going to get their lottery number taken off their head. And it doesn't happen that way. And Stephen A. Smith, this recent situation with him, Stephen A. Smith has been known to kind of wag his finger and be very critical of those within the African-American community while he's on ESPN doing his commentary. When other African-American sports figures are called out or picked by the white supremacist lottery, Stephen A. Smith has had this whole thing where those blacks should have known better. If blacks should act a certain way, they wouldn't get this kind of treatment. He has that type of narrative. Well, recently, Stephen A. Smith just got his wake-up call. They called his lottery number randomly. They called it and made this man get on television and apologize for something he did not say. They castrated this dude proverbially and made him bow down. And it had nothing to do with domestic violence. And it had nothing to do with violence against women. It was all about putting a Negro in his place. Because what happens is that when you have black people who try to throw other black people under the bus to get a pat on the head from the white supremacists, a lot of times black people get a little cocky. They start walking around like they are a little better than those in the black community. And when they do that, they start trying to emulate those in the dominant white supremacist culture. And then the dominant white supremacist culture starts to let them know, hey, you ain't one of us. Get back in your place. So we have to understand the white supremacist lottery can be played and all of our numbers can be picked if you're a person classified as black in America.